I am very excited about Grace Lead, and the reason for that is it's benefited my life and my ministry. My name is Patrick Ray. I live in North Minneapolis with my wife, Shelby, and our daughter. The three areas where I feel like being coached by Grace Lead has helped me is preaching, counseling, and just being a person. It affects the way just personally I think about God. And so much of coaching by Grace Lead is focused on the theme of being in Christ. That in Christ we're 100% justified, we're totally forgiven, we're adopted, Hebrews 10:14, right? By one single offering, He has perfected for all time those who are now being sanctified. So our growth, our maturity, our sanctification happens within the context of a safe relationship with God. We're not earning God's love. We're not earning entrance into God's family. We're already adopted, and now God is maturing us like any good father does. And all of these things are known, I would say, to most Christians. But the problem is they're so often assumed. To give an example, I was guest preaching at a church this past winter, and I preached on that text, Hebrews 10:14, for one single offering He has perfected for all time those He is now sanctifying, or those who are now being sanctified. And I preached on our adoption in Christ, on us being full-fledged children of God, who God is not trying to figure out if He's gonna keep us in His family, but He's maturing us. And these things to me that became very central and very, very simple. I preached on something I really learned from Grace Lead, which is when someone confesses a sin, you remind them of truths of the gospel, specifically that by the death of Jesus, they have been made right with God, and there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ. How often people confess and we say, oh, it's no big deal, or oh, we all sin, or no one's perfect, or we just skip right to coaching on how to fix the issue, and we totally skip past that. For by one single offering, God has perfected those who are now being sanctified. And I preached on that text and all the wonderful truths that come from that, and all these wonderful things that I've learned from Grace Lead, and that in ways that Grace Lead has impacted me by reminding a discouraged pastor, discouraged husband, discouraged sinner, that I have been made right with God, and I am no longer a sinner, but I am a child of God who's being made new. I preached on that text, and someone came to me about a month later and said, I tell everyone I know to listen to that sermon. Like, it was so helpful. And to me, it was just like, no, this is just part of my life. Like, this is a weekly rhythm to me, for me talking and getting coached by Grace Lead and being reminded of these truths of the good news of Jesus.